He's got a pretty sick website too. So I've not dove too deep into his previous work, but it's got a nice aesthetic. So let's make sure we're streaming, and then we'll get started here. Gotta say, it's taken like at least over an hour for each artist, so I might try and do one long stream and crank out the rest of these, because, man, I want to be done with going through every artist, but I'm slow. I'm slow, but that's okay. Let's see. So we got all these pieces here, a bunch of early websites. Here's the later stuff, 2023. We got a lot of work in 2023, we can see in the corner. And then 2018 is the earliest. So this might take a little bit less time since we were doing people much larger, longer bodies of work. We were at the 94 yesterday. You know what I mean? Let's see. Just adding everyone. More art, research, and then we will dive in. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, so let's start at the beginning. So we've got websites. This is waiting for June. The shape will become a 0 every day on June 2025. So we're almost there. We're a year away from that. Is that what's going on here? Triple. Works. Interesting. Let's look at the... dude, where's my view page source? Why is my right-click view page source no longer where it used to be right here? I used to say view page source. Why are you trying to hide it from me? I know I can see it here. Just show me the whole thing. Just show me everything. Boom. Let's take it. Let's just make a new folder. We're going to go art. Actually, we'll go to wiki. We'll go to art. I'll make a directory called all at once. I'll cd into all at once, and we'll call this waiting for June. There we go. Got a little circle. This is made with Paper.js. Let's go check out Paper.js. Whoa. Swiss Army knife of vector graphics scripting. Cool, cool, cool. Open source graphics scripting framework that runs on top of the HTML5 canvas. Lovely, lovely. So this doesn't sound really that hard to do right here in the beginning. Right. Look, we got Mona Lisa's. That's something for later here, right? Look it, we got things. We got stuff. Whoa, 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 whoa. Future splash, whoa. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Alright, we could steal all these and sell them on art blocks. Yes, finally, some money. Great. Using Paper.js, I guess it's got some time waiting stuff inside of it. If we take a look at this here, we've got this circle here. It says we need jQuery and we need the full paper. We got a couple favicons. We got some styles of the body. And then it looks like this is going to be the entire script. It's this type paper script. Come on. It's unformatted now. Come on. No, we got some formatting. And that's this first script right here. Which they got equals lined up. What are we doing here, right? We're saying hours path, stroke color. We're setting some values here, right? To the hours path, we're adding some points. We got a minutes path, we got a seconds path, we got a month path, creating a new date, hours, seconds, months, creating rotating division, or I don't know if it actually is div. Rotate. What to do. Great. We're putting some segments in some places. Excellent. Here's the original time, I guess, that maybe was released and hard-coded, and then now it's being updated. Right, you can see right here, now, year, set interval. Download SVG. Cool. Very simple little website. Simple art website. Simple art website. Playing with time. Ooh, the new show is about chronology. This one's also about chronology. Playing with time. Using the paper. Using paper or papers. Is it paper or papers? Paper. Love it. Very nice. Simple. Playing with time. That's the start. Number 1. John, what's number 2? You died. I died. Come on. Okay, I'm back. We've got weather gradient. Here's weather gradient. In Brooklyn, the temperature is 78 degrees F. I think it's Fahrenheit. Clouds with winds of 11, 18 miles per hour. Humidity around 46%. The color and the speed of the gradient was generated by these values on this time right now. So if I refresh it again, you can see that the time that it was generated on says it does update here. I've also got, what is this where I live? Venice. See, boom. This is what Venice looks like right now. Boom. In Venice, right here, we got a little color gradients. Probably something similar here. Oh, there's view page source. There you go. Teeny, small, itty bitty. It's a little baby. It's a little baby one. Let's see. Weather gradient. Whoops, I didn't mean to actually, There we go. Keep stealing all these websites. Work, haha services. Haha is also inside of John's name on Twitter. I noticed that. It's haha John, right? Did I die again? Why do I keep dying? 2%. I need to get more than 2%. Twitter is, yeah, haha John X. Haha John X. Okay, so what do we got here? This time we're setting up some meta properties here, really making sure people know what we got going on here, okay? We're making sure that we got our Google, we're tracking, we got to make sure that we're tracking, you know, who's visiting this website, then selling them ads later. Got a little div here, text, name Brooklyn. Here's the base values that are hard-coded in, and these are then going to be changed. These are probably going to be changed by, we've got a JS mini.js, we've got jQuery, so it looks like this time we split the script out. That's fine. That's fine. Here's index. Oh, wait. I just got use index of, this ain't the right thing. It's got to be mini. Wait. Let me just click on mini then. I don't want to, this new tab update is, I don't know how to use it. It's too many things. I'm a boomer. There you go. Here's mini.js. But is mini.js the actual script? Actually, wait, go back here. Inside of here, right? The only scripts we have here, right, is it's jQuery and mini, right? And mini.js is not some library thingy I've never heard of, right? Mini.js. I could see it being something, right? No, it's probably just the file. So that means back over here. Inside here, if I click on this mini script, then I have not the styles of it. Just give me the actual mini.js. What? Why are things so much harder for me now? Okay, if I go to my network, right, and I watch this load here, right, here's all the things that are loaded, right? We got vendor, we got whatever. I want mini. Here's mini right there. Thank you. That looks right. Nice and small. There we go. Okay. We got a listener event. We're getting zip. We're opening up some weather map data. We're laying stuff out based off the data we load in here. The clouds. And then we're just animating it. Okay, very simple, beautiful, lovely. By the time I'm done doing this review, I'll actually remember how to use network tools. All right, back to more. Probably died again. God, I die so often. And we are on to see the waves as a sliding door. So it looks like that is actual the texture. I'm guessing this is mad. There you go. To see the waves as a sliding door. To see the waves as a sliding door. Looks like we're changing some fonts here as well. Again, this is used as paper. We got some Ha CSS. Sliding door. And look at, we got this little bird running here. And it goes, ha 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 ha. Description. Got a body. Very simple. Resize the canvas. We got a canvas. Everything else is done inside the script. If you actually look at this here, it's just the index. Just that index here. Right here. So this will be door.json. And look at, I've got the text right there. You can see them. To see the wave of a sliding door. Just a little bit of code. Little on-frame function. We're watching the styles evolve. Okay, first it was all inline, right? Now we've got a function it's being called. See, here's the fonts we're going through: cursive, Helvetica, serif, monospace. We're just ripping through those. Cool, lovely, nice. Let's see what we got next. Haha.services. Haha, a full-service design and development studio. Clients: Nike, Alexander Wang, SVA, The New School, and more. Nice. Is this actually just the actual thing? It says Haha Services. It moved around now. Look at it's following me if I hold it. Look at, I let it sit here. It's all a little messed up here. Little epilepsy warning there. If I say follow, it does take me to actual Haha Services. This is just the actual website to make some money. They're doing stuff for Alexander Wang, making cool websites, and then selling them. But yep, cool, nice, like it. Every time I stay on this page, it's crashing for me. Sci-fi, fantasy. Oh yeah, this is what they did for Alexander Wang, maybe. Oh, this is sick. Barcode. Wait, was that was for sci-fi fantasy, like the Jerry Sue's brand? Is that what this is? Sick. I didn't even realize that. Okay, this is just Bloomberg. Look at, we got some dudes over here. Whoa. Messenger. Wired artwork featured by John in the Wired. Bloomberg DNA. Visualizing, making stuff look nice. Nice. Cool. One-time verse. All right, left gallery. Orbit. A screensaver by John. We're actually visiting an archive website of the left gallery, which closed March 2022. Heads up. Available only for Mac. Saver appears to orbit on the edge of the screen. It's optimized for this. Can I get a preview of it? Currently not available for each guy. So at least give me a little video of it. Is it just gonna like rotate around like that? I need a video of this. Come on, guys. You're not selling me good here. Okay, left gallery might still be open. If you could sell me this thing better. I'm ready to buy lots of screensavers. Okay, cool. So mixing up like client work with, you know, the art stuff. All right, here's left gallery, new sun. Then we get the CD lecture series. Then we got the fruitful school. Then there actually is an interview. Then we got the art blocks. Another screensaver. New sun is a sun and a moon screensaver. A random yellow sun is generated every time the saver loads. New sun turns off at night, transforms into a random cool gray moon. It's built for Mac OS X. Enjoy. It's part of the screensaver club here. All right, very simple.
Well, outside this
is a CD lecture series, so I can actually learn. John, this is. Did they link me to 40 minutes in, or should I listen to the whole thing? CD lecture series, but from Parsons. So, look at, we're in Discord. I'll add that to my resources. And then we have the Fruitful School. Independently run workshop series founded. And okay, cool. So this is the school that John helped found with someone else, Laurel Schulst. Founded Explore Ways Artists Experiment, published to the World Wide Web. Cool stuff. For Winter 2024 workshop, they invite participants to interact with the web in new ways with our 2-week workshops. Cool. So we've got a couple things. We've got Ultralight, you got MPC Artist, Programming for the Generative Web by John. We've got Lightweight Websites in a Time and Place. Cool. I got to change this because, you know. Greetings. 2 separate workshops for the Winter 2024 seasons. Lovely. Take In Place the Index Space in New York City. Cool. First one's Ultralight. It's about creating lightweight websites that also consider time and place and explore topics including accessibility, sustainability, and performance. Cool. Second is NPC Artists, about generative programming for the web, exploring the ways contemporary artists and programs use JavaScript and other software to enable and enhance their practice. Great. Awesome. They're self-contained. Lecture, demonstration, workshop, sharing all within the course of 4 hours. Great. Cool. And this is called the Fruitful School. The Fruitful Web. Look at here's different things I guess that have been generated from before here. Okay, we've got different interviews and things like that. The web is a maze. What's this? Virtual lecture the other week goes over the history of the Fruitful School from late 2019. Damn, it's a long time. Very cool. See also the maze. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Close, close, close. No worries. Any website that ends with /index.html, that's something I like. We'll add that to our resources and we will keep learning. But running some educational material, very, very cool stuff. We have an interview and then we have art blocks. John and Travis Smalley. I'll read it. We can do it. For John and Travis, chance is a crucial part of the studio process, and they savor it. That's better. And they savor it when combing through the visual outputs of the program they wrote, reviewing a year's worth of research and finding associative links among unplanned connections, and revisiting chance-based techniques of data and instruction-based conceptual art. Provencher is a creative programmer and independent designer experimenting with generative systems. For his recent project, A Map as a Score, released on Art Blocks, he drew on traditions of graphic notation and experimental music to denote biomes on a maps of imaginary worlds generated by his algorithm. Smalley is an artist and programmer whose prolific body of work ranges from drawings and collage to developing painting software programs. Last year, he released a Mozy script on Folia, which generates colorful schematic portraits, and he's currently working on a generative landscape painting program to release NFTs on the same platform. In the following conversation, they discuss their creative methods and how they have brought generative systems to genres and formats where they aren't commonly used. They agree that when working with chance, the hardest part is learning when to let go. And here you go. Here's A Map as a Score right here. Lovely. Okay. John. I've learned a lot in the past year. I've come from a graphic design background where I began to experiment with working with programming as a way to design in a generative way. I've done 2 NFT projects so far and have taken a long time to think about and execute. Both projects extend beyond the NFTs themselves. There's a larger context for all these features, and it's interesting to ask myself what the projects are and how they'll exist and change after the initial mint. My first NFT project, Spawn.Club, is a series of generative ambient video game characters that spawn into a world when minted. I'm working on making an interactive zone for the holders and interact and just be. So let's see if Spawn.Club. Catch me in the Spawn.Club. Update coming summer 2022. We got it on Art Blocks right here. If you want to OpenSea, hello, I'm Spawn, generative. It's whatever. We can get an email here. Look for an update. Cool. Right. Here's the actual Spawn's work of 101 editions here. Right here they are. We've got it recently listed right here. Okay, there we go. Okay, look at it's breathing. It's moving. It's a butterfly forming. It's a beetle of some sort. A butterfly, a beetle, a butterfly, a beetle. Old links, obviously not going to work because the great Art Blocks contract reorg. That's life here. 01. Rigid. Cool. And let's go back to... There we go. A Map as a Score is made to think about printing as the main format of the work. I use the dithering algorithm. See, that's what the latest all-at-once piece. It's also discussing concepts of compression, like dithering or whatever, moving data. It's not compression, is it? What is compression? To make digital forms that relate back to screen printing. And the purchase of each NFT comes with a unique print. Since the script exports as SVG, I'm able to screen print collectors' mints. I think the desire to create physical prints came from my experience at Spawn Club, where I was looking at the screen for hours a day. Making generative work can be an intense project. You sit at your computer, making small tweaks and refreshing over and over. So bringing them into this physical space, getting proof, talking about them with the print shop has been fun. Travis says, what you said about the process of creating generative project reminds me of cybernetics and processing feedback, 100%. There's a way of making that is based on a set of rules with the repeating input-response loop. I recently listened to a game design podcast called Eggplant, where Zach Gage explains OODA OODA loops, observe, orient, decide, act, which is a decision-making process developed in the Air Force. The idea is that it makes better pilots to make a lot of quick decisions, even if they're bad, because when making decisions, you're going to get feedback, and that feedback helps you make better decisions. So it's observe, orient, decide, act, observe, orient, decide, act, and then boom, we're going to get to a better way, hopefully. I started to think about my art practice that way, and finding ways to create or generate through that process makes a lot of things to see what outputs are and adjust. I often don't know where the end is when a project starts, and I start following and follow what's interesting to see where it leads. For example, I can start by making textures in Photoshop, printing them, and then doing feedback loops of printing, scanning, and photographing. Sounds similar to what you did for a map as a score. Provencher. We both make digital work and work with digital tools. Recently, though, I was thinking that maybe my work is actually more anti-digital than I realized. I was looking at your emoji script series, and I thought maybe there's a connection between our work where we're both trying to break stuff to make something new. Look at me, got a little emoji. Whoa, it syncs up with the music perfectly. Every action adds some type of texture. For example, a screenshot of your computer would add different texture than a texture on your iPhone, depending on the pixels per inch in your operating system. There's so much more texture as soon as you start printing, rendering, recording, or using apps to convert file formats. I often think about it in the printmaking terms. Through these processes of looping materialization, then dematerialization, my work is always accruing new textures. I feel currently we're going through a Photoshop noise renaissance in graphic design. I recently leaned into it while I was experimenting with scripts while making the generative project I'm working on for Folia. I found a way of generating randomness in Photoshop. The script is coded to make random gradients and layers with the difference mode or hard mix. Filter applied and Gaussian blur added. All different kinds of geometric abstractions began happening. From there, I started thinking of other ways I can morph and change these generated images. Provencher, maybe some would say that you're breaking conventions at least. I'm also curious what led you to take the Photoshop route instead of working with JavaScript or common tools. Smalley, my first programming language was AppleScript. The syntax is very conversational and allowed me to experiment with programming and processing. A few times I reached those banging your head moments trying to make websites, and I told myself there had to be a simpler way. No, just keep banging your head. It's great. That's when I started using Photoshop instead, writing actions and then scripting. And I felt that that's where everything came together for me. It reminded me of the experience in undergrad that inspired my Pixel Rug series. My professor brought a catalog into class and cut a square out into the middle of each page before rotating the catalog 20 degrees. Once she made it all the way through the book, the once repeated generative action had made all these dynamic compositions. Now with programming, I asked myself how to recreate that experience. How can I automate things to get lots of generated outputs that I otherwise wouldn't? Nice. Look at this. This is a fun activity for home. Fun activities for friends and family. Whoops. Take a magazine or catalog. Cut a square out in the middle of each page before rotating each 20 degrees. Compile into collage or book. I don't know. Do whatever you want. 4 easy steps. Okay. Blur hard mix. For me, it all dates back to the instruction-based conceptual artwork of the Fluxus era, or Soloist. I love the idea that an art practice doesn't have to be about the final product, but more about the conditions that created the final product. Teaching has been a great way to look back and connect my practice to art historical practice as well, because preparing for each class requires so much research. Absolutely. I know you're teaching generative art, and I just finished a course called Programming Images. I discovered George Brecht's pamphlet, Chance Imagery, for the Great Bear series, which examines all the different ways people were making images using chance at the time. Artists have been using the phone book and even lava lamps to get random numbers. God, now we have used lava lamps to secure the internet. It also makes me think of Dada or of the Tristan Tzara cut-up poems. One thing you see a lot, both net art and then degenerative art, all this stuff, it's always this it's always cut up uses of other stuff that already exists. We never generate truly from scratch, it seems, What you got for me? Can I learn this? Thank you. All right, I'm gonna add this to I'm not reading this one now because, oh my God. You guys see the rabbit holes, they run deep. For later. Now, back to business. I taught a graduate class a few years ago called the Procedurally Generated Studio, where we looked at how people can use generative systems regardless of their practice. One student introduced me to botnik.org, which is a simple predictive text program. I had students input their artistic statement along with a selection of text influential on their work and use the program to generate a new artist statement. Now we would just use Jippity. As an artist, I often have trouble building language around what I'm doing, and I found generative text to be helpful. It can work like a Markov chain and feed your words back to you in a new way. In these predictive systems, it's often in dialogue between you and the script where the art happens. I have a lecture for my class that travels from the data manifesto to NFTs. Maybe it's a far reach, but it's interesting to create a through line where randomness was used before computers. Using the seed hash, as most on-chain projects do, is exciting for people who've been working in chance-based ways. There are times where I wish I could curate images from a set that has been generated, but it's also nice to have minting to be at the point where I can relinquish control. That moment of letting go is the most beautiful thing in context. You're also making choices at many steps before the final mint, right? Every test has outliers that you want to avoid, so you prepare for it. Provencher. Yes, the script for map as a score is quite long with a lot of conditional if-then statements. When the token hash is created, it's random. I think that's really important because NFTs are essentially a receipt of the thing that had happened. I think it's the beauty of what art blocks did for the community, making the moment of creation at an art form in of itself. That's what really got me interested in NFTs, and I like the idea of being hard-coded. Cool. It's present in nature too. The Algorithmic Beauty of Plants by Astrid Lindenmayer and Przemysław Prusinkiewicz goes into a lot of the math around the things we experience in nature. The Algorithmic Beauty of Plants. Yes, good. I can steal it again. We got the PDF. Yes, okay. It's only 100 and it's only 240. Lovely. In programming, at least in the way I do, if you want to make a flower, you look at photos of flowers and ask yourself how it can be generated. Then you come up with all this math and realize it can't all just be geometric forms. You have to give it some natural qualities and textures. Bruno Manari's Drawing a Tree is an amazing resource for these sort of creating coding projects. Interesting. Drawing a tree. Look, I'm stealing all these PDFs. The information's mine. You can't stop me from collecting it, stealing it, and reading it. As I mentioned, I've worked on procedurally generated landscape program that has been inspired by the work of landscape painters like Arthur Dove and Charles Birchfield. It's all done through scripting. Looking at the history of how artists, scientists, naturalists, programmers, and even preachers have thought about the idea of making their own flower. One of my largest channels on Arena is called To Make a Flower, which includes all my research. Is Arena still up? An online software for saving and organizing the content that is important to you. A toolkit for assembling new worlds from scrapping the old. Students, hobbyists, and what we call connected knowledge collectors have been the core of the community for 12 years and 232 days. People describe it as a garden of ideas. A Tumblr meets Wikipedia. Fuck yeah. Okay. So I gotta log in and start doing this thing. I gotta sign up right away. Come on, guys. Let me preview it. All right, we'll put that into research for later. Looks cool. This project is the richest of generative programs I've made in terms of complexity and the type of outputs that I'm getting from it. I've been working on it for 2 years and have the same question about how I'll decide when it's finished. As an artist, that's one question I'm always asking and rarely answering. A great way to reconcile that for me is to think about the photographic tradition of the contact sheet, where you make 35 images or more, but you're still picking the best one. I'm in the space right now where I'm rendering out hundreds, picking the best, tweaking the script. It was a little Travis landscape painting generating an output. Let's see what it looks like. Lovely. Look at that. Okay. You're really good at Arena. Research can drive a good project. I used to do mostly client projects as a designer. Mood boards can be nice, but they also can be boring. It can be a mix of design inspiration or it can be a mix of different resources connected to the same subject. I approach research the same way. Every project has a scrap folder that's these resources. I try not to saturate myself with too many images because I want to keep it fresh, but there's usually one source of inspiration that anchors each project. For the map as a source, the inspiration was ambient music because that's what I want. Because the project was trying to depict a landscape or place with just the notation of music. With Spawn Club, it's about the moments in video games when you're doing nothing and just existing in the world. The PDF you released alongside a map as a score was huge with a beautiful tone that relates your research to your design choices. The graphic language of the PDF is connected to your project too and shows a lot of thoughtful decisions were made in the process. You also published pieces on your Instagram while the project was in process, which was what got me so excited. I put out tons of outputs of project I'm developing on Arena as well, and project over the years that end up not being shown as a sort of archive of past work. If you go through my Arena index, you can see channels I've built that include thousands of output images from different variations of projects I'm working on. It's the same public place as all of my research, which makes it easy for others to make connections. I make a channel for my research on patterns. We're able to make connections between pixel art, weaving patterns, and different kinds of notations, and even mazes. All these are examples of chance and computation, or rhythm and repetition that people have taken apart in for hundreds of years. Lovely, great, beautiful. Learned about this Travis guy too, but you know, there we go. Got a little bit of rain in there. Rain. So that's maps. We got maps, then we got spawn. Here, let me pull up spawns real quick. Yeah, that's spawns. Then we got the maps. Get a little bankruptcy. Stealing books all over the place. I died again. Okay. The Baffler, 2022. This one's free. Okay, The Baffler. I gotta read this. The Baffler.com wants I gotta pay for this. Hello, do computers fantasize about the future? I've asked the machines what they fantasize the future may look like. The following spreads contain generated AI images that have been outputted using custom dither paintings. Enjoy, best, John. You have one free article. Why are you saying I have one free article? I just started. Calm down. Hello, yeah, that's what this says here. We've got some script that output here, and then look at, we've got a painting, and then this is the reduction of that painting with dithering. AI output, render. Look at we're just increasing. A video game flower on a cyber background, plastic future. AI output. Render. Finally. Let's go to this. They got an Alhambra. Let's see if it works. Inverse? No. Hombre. Let's see if it works. It might not. Cool. A cool project that actually builds on a lot of the same concepts that are now being explored with the all-at-once piece. Test. Cyber butterfly with a neon trail. Look at that butterfly. Look at that gorgeous butterfly. The Baffler is a rare publication willing to shake the pundit class free of its worst influence. We can't help it. We're humanitarians at heart. We're running a charitable organization that too. We're serious. Okay, cool. You want us to donate money. But what is this website about? It's art, and also it's about politics too. Art and politics? Those things don't mix. Okay. Cool. Baffler's cool. Plays off generating AI images and then using dithering to reduce, their, size, complexity, whatever you want to call it. Now, I already know what dithering is. Well, let's just take the detour anyway. Okay, so dither is an intentional applied form of noise used to randomize quantization error, preventing large-scale patterns such as color, banding, and images. Dither is routinely used in both digital audio and video data, and is often one of the last to see. I know this dithering here from when we're actually talking about audio, which is, that's where I first learned about dithering. It's back in my Pro Tools days. And then we've got just this album, this fish here, right? A common use of dither is converting a grayscale image to black and white, such that the density of black dots in the new image approximates the average gray level in the original image. Exactly. So we're going to go from, if we need gray, that's another color. If I can just get down to black and white, that'd be great. So the term dither was published in books on an analog computation of hydraulically controlled gun control after World War II. They did not use the term dither. Okay, we got digital audio. We get this exactly. Here we go. Are these all remixes? Let's find out. Okay, dithering is used in computer graphics to create the illusion of color depth in images on systems with a limited color palette. In a dithered image, colors that are not available in the palette are approximated by a diffusion of colored pixels from within the available palette. The human eye perceives the diffusion as a mixture of colors within it here. What's up, Lil Meg? How are you? Dithered images, particularly those using palettes with relatively few colors, can often be distinguished by a characteristic graininess or speckled appearance here. Right, so look at this. We're going to look at dithering introduces noise or a pattern into an image, and often the pattern is visible. In these circumstances, it has been shown that the dither generated from blue noise is the least unsightly and distracting. The air diffusion techniques were some of the first methods to generate blue noise dithering. However, such other techniques such as ordered dithering can generate blue noise dithering without the tendency to degenerate into areas and artifacts. Great. Cool. Look at how that thing's dithered, right? You can't even tell. Now, this is a bad... Okay, look at this. It's so less pixels than that. That's Floyd Steinberg dithering. That's the good stuff. Once again, looking at pictures of cats on the internet. Yeah, dithering is what I thought it was, but... Dude, I bet when Floyd and Steinberg dropped this, that must have been huge. Back to the cat. It's always the cat. It's always the cat. Okay, cool. Let's get back to the John here. Oh, nice, nice, sick. Living the dream. I wish I had a dog to hang out with. Actually, a dog did jump on me today in the coffee shop. It was a very lovely, like, I don't know, some sort of poodly type dog. It was very lovely. Okay, a generative web. So this looks... So, class links async. Okay. Your computer, another computer, internet. 50 is that the date. Tool share. Create a tool share folder in your Google Drive. Final review. Project 2 links, Project 1 upload, Project 2 here. You know. Oh my god, you played Frank Sinatra's piano. That's actually crazy. The one he actually played? How's that possible? Oh, I think this is something for a school assignment. Yeah, this is, I'm going through people's school assignments now. Yeah, here we go. I can go through every single person's school assignment for a generative web. And I'm now in their Google, I'm all up in their Google Drive. Look at, sorry, Andrea Chang. Sorry, Claudia. I'm stealing your stuff. I got screen recordings of these websites. See, okay, cool. I could go through all these student websites if I wanted to. I'm not going to, though, because, you know, time is of the essence. Cool, though. All right, here's the Bright Moments release. East-West Studio. Ooh, nice. By default, browsers stretch and interpolate pixels of low-resolution image into blurred colors. Cage is a study of this flux between the browser and how it interpolates images in color. Layers of these stretched pixels fit your screen to make a cage of light, blending grids of color onto canvas. Cage paints the screen with variations of 6 web colors: blue, orange, red, green, magenta, violet, yellow, to create new interactions made possible only by the resolution's play. So, now I don't have a browser you can just resize like that. That's not something that I can do. You know what I mean? That's fancier computers here. I use Arch Linux. Okay. 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 All right. 162 minted. Okay. All right. Once again, playing with the concepts of, you know, whatever, data being lost. And then what do you do when it's lost? Reload, please. Okay, we got interactions in New Ink. Interactions page not found. Let's see if this website's up at all. It is. I'm going to switch it to English just for me, which I know is embarrassing. And now, how can I get past this? Okay, I don't want you to use any cookies. Okay, great. Oh, here's the English. So, exhibitions would be in there. Let's just search John. Every single article has John. I don't know, or that search didn't work. I feel like that search didn't work too. Okay, real quick. It was called Interactions. So this is a place they have workshops and guided tours and a bunch of stuff. And they did something here, Interactions. There's Interculture. There's teaching education. There's workshops. If I search interactions here, I just get exhibitions, and I think this thing doesn't search, actually. Okay, link's broken. No problem. That's how it goes. I tried. Oh, interactions. Wait. Interactions 2024. This is what I click. Interactions 2024. There we go. We invite you to spend the summer in a public outdoor spaces at Budeskustale, where the new works of art will complement the existing ones. So probably on a previous interactions this was done. This is interactions 2024. I don't know if I can go to previous ones, but okay, cool. Something we tried to learn. Let's go to the New Ink at the New Museum. So, John is an independent artist. So he's a 9-year member. Incubator for people who are working, so he's part of New Ink. Great. Which is divided up into like the student, like client work, like references to like shows you've done, and then like pure artwork would be helpful for me. You know what I mean? Okay, we got verse, O Circles Imperfections. Generative script composed of a letter-sized piece of paper. While Circles is a digital artwork, the material on the piece refers to the dithering found when printing on common black and white laser printers. Each output is a step-by-step guide on how to draw a circle. Programmatic interferences of time and light distort each attempt to render a circle, creating compositions of imperfect with the hopes of creating something new. Lovely. Dithering. It's part of a group exhibition, Imperfections, which is a series of long-form projects by generative artists. It hopes to explore the imperfections playing in great artworks. Now, the pursuit of artistic profession appears to be a paradoxical endeavor. Got a little video here. Whoa. Whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa. I'm here with you. I'm just going to, take my medication. Okay, cool. Looks like a lovely show. Just like a lovely show. Okay, cool. Let's keep going. Dither, dither, dither. That's all we do is dither. If you see me, I'm dithering. It's nice that. Yeah, so this looks like it's a nice, that article here. This is short enough to read. A lot of the pieces don't have like as much writing as we were ending up yesterday. So it's okay to, I still got to dive actually deeper into the McCoys, but this looks short enough. Graphic designer, artist, and educator John is making waves in the New York art design scene. His work, simply put, incredibly unique. It's exciting, tantalizing, different, and pulsating with life. It's no wonder he's inspired by the likes of John Cage, a chance operations maestro, and the pioneers of early net art who tinkering with HTML and JavaScript within web browsers. John's work is embedded deep into the rich physicality of the internet, taking pixel art and code to a new artistic level. Presently, his current practice explores the generative nature of art. Generative nature of software as a tool to output both works on and offline through the form of art collections, exhibitions, and select commissions. He tells it's nice that, not too far off from what inspired the early visuals of PC music, I draw from my past as a graphic designer to create systems for variation. Recently, he's delved deep into algorithms and pixel manipulation. He's fixated on the history of pixel art, think early web vibes, video games, and printing, which pixel play was a necessity due to screen limits. But for John, these vintage techniques aren't stumbling blocks. Instead, they launch daring experiments that pay homage to the past while shaping the future. Here we got Rider 2. Look at that. Cool. This is the lore series. Yeah, cool, nice. Look at that, sick. Oh yeah. Look at that. This is at the Dunkunstal. Nice, nice, nice. Hell welcomes all. Dither. John was made for ordinals. We got haha overtime and then lore. Another verse. This time we've got haha and overtime. They're both inherently digital. He's a designer, educator, artist working primarily with generative systems. His work is largely inspired by net art. I just read this. Art that the web composed of its constituent elements and is embedded with the physicality. Then I just read that too. Hey. I don't like how that just said the physicality of the internet, and this just said the physicality of the internet. The exact phrase. I don't like that. Now I gotta go on a quick detour. Plagiarism. Is it a detour? I want the exact phrase. So when I search that, exactly this phrase. Come on now. So here we go. The physicality of the internet. This is someone on the Berliner. Fascinating piece about the physicality of the internet, 2011. When did this phrase appear? Now, 11 is so far the oldest we've seen right there. Physicality of the Internet, Journal of the New Media Caucus. Oh, yeah, 1942. Found it. There it is, 1942. That's definitely it. So this is just called the physicality. Now this is from 2016. What is this? This is from 2011. No, this is the physicality of the electronic age. Yes, this is a fascinating. This says, is this really from this date? This is 11. It says a fascinating videos, and this is this video, 10 minutes, which is on Vimeo.
In a way, infrastructures extend us into the outside world. The very flows of the city become the flows of our bodies. The core of any notion of being modern and being urban is to be networked into huge assemblages and systems of producing energy, producing food, producing water, communicating.
Say the physicality of the internet.
Commodities and goods. I think they're fascinating, these systems, partly because they are so ignored. It's really vital to remember that the internet is physical. You know, the internet can be touched. It is material. It exists because so much of the rhetoric surrounding concepts of cyberspace, for example, suggests that it's somehow just a sort of magic, ethereal realm that exists out there almost on its own.
In 2010, it was estimated that the world produced more than 1,000 exabytes.
So this is an earlier article.
Data, equivalent to 1 trillion gigabytes.
So I'm on Vimeo. This was posted 12 years ago.
The amount that is transferred and processed is even greater. In 2008, an estimated 9.5 zettabytes, equivalent to 9.5 trillion gigabytes, passed in and out of the world's servers. Where does all this information go? How does a Google search or an email
I'm right here
get
too.
from
I'm
one
still
corner
listening.
of the planet to another? How does data move from city to city, from office to office, from house to house? Some of it, at least, probably passes through this building in Lower Manhattan. 60 Hudson Street. 60 Hudson Street is one of the world's most concentrated hubs of internet connectivity. Inside on the 9th floor, a company by the name of Telex operates the building's most densely populated interconnection area.
Whoa, what's up, dude? Okay, cool. Okay. Random detour. Um, from, how do I say, 1/1/1990 to I only want 2011. Okay, so I've got two things I found. My cover letter to accompanying scripts. This is from 2008. This is oh my god, where have I lost my phrase? Oh, okay, so this person says, I have used a room analogy to represent the physicality of the internet form. It did not do the internet in general. It was the internet form. That's the first instance we've seen here. And then right here, we see right here that Trevor Croker at Virginia Tech, $400 to present cloud computing and the physicality of the internet. So this is from 2013 is when this is saying that is from. Okay, cool. So the first version I found is here. So otherwise, it's this 2011 Vimeo. This, I'm not going too deep. First I've seen so far. We'll do a better search later, but okay. He often uses web interfaces as his canvas and the rudimentary building blocks of the web, such as checkboxes and dot matrices as his medium. His latest work of Haha and Overtime illustrate the elements of the web that he's most enamored with, the ability to self-publish, self-curate, the permanence of digital activity enabled by Web3 technology. The power of chance within generative systems. These works visualize the intangible. Generative work is about iteration. Overtime visualizes iteration. The blockchain is about recording transactions. Haha visualizes and plays on the transactional nature of NFTs by physically printing generative receipts. The internet itself is an ever-evolving, ever-adapting entity. Just over time, adapts to each browser it's rendered in. Both of these series are evident of Provencher's determination to master his medium, having spent years learning to program and manipulate the perfect circle, coding Lisa Jou's forms through dot matrices while thinking about how they can occupy space both on and offline. So let's go through each of these. His love for technology has been a pillar through his life. He's never felt like he had to decide between physical and digital. There's no internal debate necessary. The choice always seemed obvious. He always related more to digital artists and their work, but he believes their ability to create images with the computer changed the trajectory of his life. Since creating his first MySpace, he's been fascinated with the web as a publishing tool. Anyone can publish anything, so he's been drawn to digital communication, computers, opportunities that present itself. Okay, cool. I spent the past years coding scripts focused on the use of pixel grids to depict light and form. And these grids, he's been working with a form called Lisa Jou, which is just, a little curve here, or a Bowditch curve. I call that where I'm from. We call those Bowditch curves. I don't know what people are talking about. No, Lisa Jou. All right, that's a Bowditch where I'm from. Describes the superposition of two perpendicular oscillations in x and y directions of different angular frequencies. The resulting family of curves was investigated by Bowditch. We put respect on Bowditch's name, okay? And later, okay, Lisa Jou found out, but okay, come on now. We all know Nathaniel Bowditch was first. Okay, the appearance of this figure is sensitive to the ratio AB for the ratio 1, which makes the frequency match AB. Oh, I've seen those on those oscilloscopes. I've seen one of those, man. One of my buddies, he's got one of those in his garage every time. Now, by adding programmatic tweaks to the shapes, he aims to introduce imperfections in the hopes of creating something new. In these projects, he combines these forms with dot matrices and dithering to create generative artworks that explore what he loves most about the web, without shying away from its inherent humor. Haha, printing off big old long string of receipts. Boom, these up there displayed. Both these series employ text, but which is rare in digital art, as text can be embedded in generative scripts and fonts are difficult to render across browsers. And Haha uses his own typeface, inspired by typefaces based on dot matrices, consisting of 2D pattern arrays representing characters, symbols, and images. Both these series, you can see circles in Bowditch forms, which are patterns created by the intersection of two sinusoidal curves that are perpendicular to each other. They are mathematically challenging to program, but incredibly rewarding. You can keep iterating on the algorithm, manipulating the forms after spending a year learning to program, manipulate circles, matrices, and pixel grids. The possibilities now feel endless. When you push the algorithm for a generative Lisa Jou, or Nathaniel Bowditch forms, to an extreme, you can create concrete poetry. Concrete poems are objects composed of words, types, Letters, typefaces that often incorporate visual, verbal, kinetic, or sonic elements. The form of the poem tends to be more important than its constituent words or characters. It's visually rather than linguistically evocative. The output of circular and Bowditch forms composed of H's and A's. The title is a play on the way NFTs is seen as a joke by many and the way that the terminology can be misused. For example, in relation to NFTs being transactions or receipts rather than the artworks themselves. Haha, outputs are visual representations of the conflation of the artworks and the receipts. Now, over time, been working with Overtime the past 2 years. It was inspired by Alexei Shulgin's From Art from 1997. Do a quick detour. Old Rhizome. Initializing that remote browser. Let's see if we're going to be able to get it. Oh, Form Art, not From Art. Jeez. There we go. Form, who, where, contact, Netscape, thanks to. Beautiful here. Okay, this document's a remote server. EMS. Okay, cool. All right, save. Okay, great. You're dialing a robot that you should get permission. Okay, cool. All right, cool. Okay, cool. Yeah, that's okay. I'll save that as my HTML files right there. Okay, cool. So let me see. Okay, we got a target name anchor. This is going to be called name. All right, cool. I've got that right here. Now I don't name for this target. It's going to be called. This is going to be the footer. Store the feed right there. Okay, I don't know what I'm doing here. Okay, new web browser. Okay, so I can make any sort of art inside of here. Okay, right? That's true. New document. We'll do it from a template. Ah, dang it. Dang it, Netscape's down. All right, let's give me a blank one. Okay, cool. Blank one here. Okay. Big and bot. That's nice and good here. Let's get this right here. We got ourselves a good old-fashioned WYSIWYG. We got ourselves a good old-fashioned WYSIWYG. This is good shit. Okay, cool. Okay, cool. I'm done. Manipulates an antiquated computer with Microsoft Windows and Intel to perform digital runnings of popular music hits. Cool, great, awesome, cool, great, beautiful. Dang, I got some docs open. Form Art was an interactive website that utilized the components of the web to create a conceptual work of art that navigated aimlessly through HTML forms composed of text boxes, checkboxes, and radio buttons. It was one of the first examples of net art and fascinated John. The works in Overtime make use of the same elements as Form Art and similarly employ the colors of the internet, specifically back when the computer screens could only display a finite number of colors. Provencher's works tend to adhere to a distinct, bold color palettes that are limited to 2 to 4 colors each, differing according to an idea he is exploring in his work. Differing according to the idea he is exploring in his work. Gotcha. Overtime shows 2 albums colliding, bringing together dithering and Bowditch forms interacting. Provencher wanted to make his works to create a friction between smooth animation and random breaks. The work is meant to highlight the fragile nature of the web and how it's meant to form and respond with different browsers and standards. In the piece, the work becomes a canvas designed to break. All right, look, we got these moving around. Look at them, okay? We can see them. Look at such simple little things, and it represents so much. So much. Nice. Nice. And I believe we got the last piece here. Lore. Foundation. I'll view the original. Generating digital identities as artifacts. Harnessing the noisy patterns of early video game aesthetics, John Provencher's Lore series is an ongoing study of digital figures that feels striking, familiar, yet wholly unique. The artist, designer, and creative programmer plays with generative systems to produce multi-layered forms. His dotted arrays of brilliant color recall printmaking, pointillism, or the binary construction of the jacquard woven tapestries. After being gifted a Mac III for his birthday, he scavenged through old relics of old files of software and transpiled the monitor itself renders. With only 256 in the system palette, the computer uses a digital image processing called dithering to create the illusion of color and depth. Over the past few years, he's returned to the Mac to create some detailed pixelations in collaboration with his own script. The Lore series, presented by Forever Project, uses a combination of media to invoke elements from imagined video games. His 3-part process involves prompting collage figures using GAN tooling, rendering them through a custom dithering script before reproducing them in multiple color variations. So when he's reproducing them, is he doing any sort of algorithmic programming for that, or is he just writing scripts that are then taking it from one or the other? It sounds like from one or the other, which is okay. It still is generative in some way. If there's some seed you can provide it, I don't know. In a departure from his abstract generative works, the works of Lore portray knights, hooded figures, and the weaponry they might yield. While there is richness and depth in each piece, the result is decidedly low-tech. The images bring forth the nostalgia for the childhood imaginary, the escapism of channeling a protagonist in otherworldly fantasy. The lore series navigates the playful, sophisticated, coalescing early memories of digital landscapes. Yeah, look at it on that Mac. That's sick. That's the only way to display it. We play video games to be connected to something. We suspend our disbelief and escape to fantastical realms. We can emulate characters and surrender the rules set forth by a virtual world, no matter how rudimentary. Its lore includes 64 pieces, represents 64 bits. Written by the Foundation team. But I'm saying this is done through... If I go back to here, and you're online, I click lore, right? It takes me right here to Foundation app. And I've got this article here on it, right? But like, dude, where's the pipeline, bro? I'm trying to buy this thing. You know what I'm saying? Now, here's Forever Projects. Sold out. 182 collectors. That don't make sense if it's only 64 pieces. Sale 9.4. All right, here's some works. Here's the 64. Gotcha. Here's some others. So here they are right here. Final price, 0.15 Dutch auction. Okay. Okay. So last sold, 0.15, 0.15, 1.5. Someone's trying to sell it for 1 ETH right now. Buy now. There's only one buy now right here. Look at that little dude. Price lowest. Okay, come on. Reserve 0.5. Cool. Cool. Here's the activity for funsies. October 12th. Oh boy, that's a bit of time ago, but no big deal. 0.2. Cool. You know, people collect. They hold them. They're happy. Great. Life's cool. Awesome. I did it. I went through every single piece on this website right here. And then the new piece is test, which we've already all looked at quite a bit. It's already minted out, I believe. Oh, this is the full article, not the individual. There you go. Which obviously he's playing on things that John has been playing with his whole career, it seems. Dithering. This time he's showing multiple examples of dithering, where often before he was using one example of each one. So this is more of a, I don't know, it's a case study of different techniques that have been used. Cool. All right, we did it. Nice. Finished an artist. So, I got a couple more to go. I got some meetings to do, so I'm going to hop off, but let's see who we got left. I did Sarah, did Rhea, did the McCoys, done John. Constant is going to take a while. This one's going to take a while. Big career. So it's really these 5 left. So I could do a long one tonight, on Constant, or I could try and do two in a row, you know, tonight. We'll figure it out. We'll be back. We survived.